Welcome to an episode of A Wiccan Reads the Bible. I was a fundamentalist Christian in the 2000s. I chose to be one of those. That's a long story of why I decided to. But because of that, I read this book, not this particular one, but the Bible, cover to cover, multiple times. And it was, even though the translations or the teachings weren't necessarily the best and caused a lot of trauma, I learned a lot. I got a lot of good memories reading this book. I wanted to do this series by reading certain scriptures of the Bible and talking a little bit about how they may look outside of mainstream Christianity's teaching. Every church has their literal translation, but often those literal translations are quite different from each other. So in my head, that means there can be no literal translation. And so for me, part of my deconstruction was realizing that if the Bible isn't literal, it's figurative. And therefore there are some good things that you can get out of this text. So we're going to look at it with that lens. We're looking in the Psalms 46:10. If you want to follow along. Be still and know that I am God. And that's all I'm going to really focus on right now. Be still and know that I'm God. A lot of times when I was a fundamentalist Christian and I would go to prayer meetings or Bible studies, and we were told to pray without ceasing and to pray like intercession for other people and to do it constantly. And while that can be a good thing if you're praying for people, if you believe in a higher power and you're, asking for guidance, what it can also do is take away this core sort of element of prayer, of communicating with a higher power, which is an aspect of meditation, or can be similar to meditation. Being in prayer, being in a place of peaceful, just being still, is very similar to meditation. And it is counterproductive to more of a fundamentalist Christian worldview that says you have to almost preoccupy yourself and be overly concerned with what everybody else is doing. A sense of codependency. By looking at this scripture alone, we can align ourselves with that sense of, you can take, the teachings of the Bible, the teachings of Jesus, and the teachings of Buddha, and others that practice more of a meditation worldview. And we can say that prayer is simply just being still. Be still and know that I'm God. There's nothing else that needs to be done.